Hello everybody, so I'm Alaska the IceWing, and here I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to draw sandwings. I love sandwings, they're my favorite tribe of all time. So, okay, just before we start, I want to say that even though I'm drawing a sandwing in my style, doesn't mean that you can copy my style or heavily reference it. I'm just showing you how I do the basics of my style. So, yeah. Okay. Start off with, along with every other, well, all dragons that I draw, I always start off with a circle. Oh, and by the way, I'm really sorry for the audio. My computer doesn't have the best microphone ever. So yeah, I just start off with a circle. And so, next, I just kind of make a little curved line over here. I don't like that there. Nope. So something like that. What I do next is I bring it up and I connect it to the circle. So now you'll have something vaguely bottle-shaped. It'll look a little funny for a little while, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. Or so I think. Mwahaha. So yeah, once you have that done, next I go and I make like a little triangle kind of thing here. This is going to be the sandwings eye ridge, I call it. And you'll see why later. You can probably guess why. And so the next step I do is I draw the horns. So about the horns that I draw in sandwings, they originally came from a misconception about sandwing horns. When I was first learning how to draw wings of fire dragons, I couldn't reference the books all the time. So I would spend a bit of time staring at the pictures in the beginning of the Nightwing guide in order to get an idea of what they looked like, and so that I could draw them without a reference later. So while I was looking at the Nightwing guide and studying sandwings, I remarked that their horns curve upwards slightly. When I was trying to remember what I had noticed later when I was drawing them without a reference, I forgot the slightly part. And so over time my sandwing horns have become, well, you'll see, and you're probably already seeing. They look very odd. But I really like the way they ended up looking, and I think it's a nice part of my style. So, if you don't like them, well, that's just you. So next what I do is I come down from the horn, and feel free to, like, when you're drawing on the computer, it's nothing like drawing traditionally at all. So feel free to use the tools that you have in your, feel free to use the tools that you have to use. So like transforming, resizing, it's not cheating. It's just using the tools you have in order to create the best product that you can. So don't feel guilty about using transform or anything. So yes, I draw the ear. I draw sandwing ears, particularly pointy. Do the same with IceWing ears. And so next, once we finish the ear, I curve it around and put the little horn that they have here. Since sandwings have a funny head shape, their head doesn't go down like this as you'd expect it to, but instead they have like this plate of bone that comes inwards and into their head and sticks out farther behind than the rest of the head. And next I just kind of refine our bodily shaped jaw here. Bodily. And I clean up a lot of my sketches as I go. It just helps me keep them organized. Some people just draw really messily at first and then do a second sketch, I've seen. So do whatever floats your boat. And so, for example, I don't like the placement of this here. I'm just gonna move it up a bit. And maybe do a bit of distorting because it's not quite... There we go. I like that much better. So yeah, it's not cheating at all. Next, I start to refine the top of the snout. So most wings of fire dragons have like a beak-like end to their snout. And so I make sure that it doesn't just go like this rectangle that we had before, and instead comes out and down like so. Again, I just clean things up as I go because it's the way I roll. And I'm sorry if this video is horribly awkward. I am. This video is bound to be. Anyway, then I begin to draw the mouth. So when I draw the mouth, I usually put like a little indent here, and then make a long curvy line. I kind of do the stop thing at the end. I've seen other artists do it too. I think it looks nice. And so, yep, just keep on refining the snout and the lower jaw. Lower jaw is probably what gives me the most pain about the face. My jaws used to be like really flat, so now I try to make sure they have a bit of curve into them to make them more interesting to look at. And so I'll just change this up a bit. Next, I'll draw the horn on the tip of the snout, and probably one of the hardest steps for new artists and experienced artists alike, eyes. I draw kind of diamond-shaped eyes. I think they look more reptilian. So then I thicken the eyelid. This is going to be a female sandwing. And really, don't be afraid to play around with the eyes until you get them just how you like them. They're probably the most expressive part about your dragon. So if you're trying to depict emotion, it's very important to get the eye right. And in my style, I draw an eyelid and kind of this eyebrow line. Then I zoom out and see how it looks. I think it's a bit big and not quite in the right position. So I'm just going to make it a bit smaller and reposition it. And see how I look at that. If I don't like it all the way, I'll just keep on changing it until I do. eyes can be one of the most distinctive parts of your style. Not that it's the only distinctive part, but one of the most noticeable. So I'd say to just really make sure you know what you're doing, or if you don't know what you're doing, that's fine too. But to make sure that your eyes can express emotion, which will make any pieces that you do a lot more interesting. So I've decided the sandwing's going to look a bit worried. So yes, if you want to like figure out how to do expressions, just study your own face and learn where, like, what crinkles up and such. So then I do this part of the sandwing. I don't really call it anything in particular. It's just that it's pretty distinctive. And then I draw the nose. Pretty simple. Just like that. And then I'm going to round out the horn because she'll be looking slightly, not like direct side view, but not 3/4 view either. So she's kind of cringing. I tend to make sure that I like the eye before I add the pupil and such. And feel free to redo the eye at any point, since it's such an important part of your drawing. Now I like where the eyebrow is, but I'm going to move the eye down a little bit more. And you're probably sick of hearing me talk about eyes at this point. Okay. So, you're probably now wondering, Alaska, where is this sandwing sail? The sandwing sail is probably one of the parts I love the most about sandwings. It can, like, say, it's like hair. It can almost, like, say so much about their personality. Like hair on humans. So when I draw the sail, or crest, or whatever you want to call it, I start right by the nose. So apparently this is going to be my OC, Ashfall. She is one of my main and favorite OCs. I call her Ashy Bay because, well, she's Ashy Bay. Love her. Pretty sure it's not too strange to love your own OCs to pieces, is it? But anyways, this is how I draw Ashfall's sail. It just has like little rips in these particular places. I draw like each sandwing character with a certain way of drawing their sail, because I think that it would be like unique to every sandwing, although we have no idea. Just my little headcanon there. Yep, just continued cleanup. I also like to put this line here sometimes to make this part of the snout look a little less boring. And then this line here, you've probably seen it in my art before, but you probably have no idea what this is. It's a cheekbone, kind of. Again, I messed up on it early on, stuck with me. So, yep. My OC Ashfall has a bunch of freckles on her snout too. Okay. I'll be starting on the neck in a sec. It's hard to talk through these videos. You get bored of talking. Okay. So next, maybe you just want to like tilt your sandwing's head a bit. And then comes arguably the hardest part of dragon drawing, necks. I love drawing sandwing necks, they're like so long and graceful. So what I do to draw necks on any tribe, but this I'm going to be doing it in this particular way for sandwings. I'm going to take my pencil here, I love this pencil tool, and just kind of like make a line coming out of the center of where her neck would be, and building it down towards where her chest would be. So here's where her chest is, and this is the center of the neck, which merges into the front of the neck when it meets around here. So then I just start sketching out the neck. And then I do the back of the neck last. And so now we have a nice long curvy neck. And so for headshots, I cut it off right around here, right before the legs would start. Oops, don't want the sparkle brush. Sorry, sparkles, but you're not going to be part of the sketch. Mwahaha. And so yep, I just cleaned it up some more. I often change the shape of my necks a lot as I go along, in order to fit the pose and whether or not I think it looks right. So now I just sketch out a line where her scales will end and her underbelly will begin. I guess there's some, underbelly is also called underscales. I prefer underbelly. I used to think that underscales were like a second layer of scales underneath the current one. So yeah, for the back of the neck I just kind of draw a bunch of random squiggles to make the sail. And so this is usually about as far into detail as my sketches go. But just to show you how I do scales, I'll continue this tutorial a bit longer in order to show you how I do scales. So scales they can be utterly maddening, but they also add a huge amount of impact to your dragon when done correctly. So with sandwing scales, it's just ba, ba, ba. And so I just kind of follow this line I made for the underbelly here. And I then start to sketch the next row of scales. These are the largest scales on the sandwing's neck, the middle ones. So make sure they're not too narrow. I paid very close attention to the Nightwing guide when learning how to draw scales, so I tried to make them have a canon appearance. I think that in the Nightwing guide there might be an extra roll of scales, but I only draw 3 for on Sandwings. So yeah, not the most organized creation ever at the moment. But remember, it's just a sketch. This is not your line art. You're doing your line art on top of this. So then I just kind of do some lines along the underbelly. And then I might adjust, again, more portions of the neck. Do the little ridges on the sail. And this is just particular to my OC Ashfall. She has some tattoos on her horns. I just draw them in to remember to do them later, although I just do them in color when it's in a final picture. And then she has earrings here. I always like drawing sandwings with jewelry. I just think they're, I don't know, it's like I get this kind of vibe about them that makes me think that they would enjoy having some bling. And one more thing about Ashy. Ashy Bay. Ashy Bay. One golden necklace. So there you go. Finished sandwing head bust. Hope you all enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Leave a like if you want. And see you in the next video.